Hi there, my name is Greg Moore and I'm the CEO and co-founder of WAIR. I wanted to build this demo video so that I can help you kind of understand what WAIR is, why we built it, how it works, generally leading into a sales call, right? That way on the sales call, we can focus more about the implementation, the differentiation, and a lot of the value that we can bring to the table for you. So without further ado, let's get started. First and foremost, why did we build WAIR? What we found out when we were looking at the apparel e-commerce market was that about 35% of all abandoned carts were due to sizing confusion, right? Which means that there's a substantial drop in revenue. We found that size charts were not helping that problem, and we found that other fit tech solutions were not helping that problem. We also saw that anywhere between 50 and 75% of all returns were for size and fit reasons. And furthermore, generally between 75 and 85% of all of your customer service tickets, again, are due to sizing confusion, right? So sizing confusion is this massive problem that is creating a tremendous amount of unprofitability for a site. So we wanted to come in and solve that problem, right? So I'll talk with you a little bit about what we do and then again, how it works on the backside. So first and foremost, traditionally what you'd see right here is a button that says size chart, right? And a size chart would force the consumer to either look at the clothing they're wearing or maybe, and then take measurements of that and then correlate it to a chart. Or it would have them take measurements in their body, which we know is very, very challenging to do. And I'll tell you more about why we know that in a little bit. But either which way, you're forcing the consumer to work. They have to do something and they have to do it right in order to get the right size. And then they got to deal with conflict, right? What happens if they fit a large in chest, but a medium in the waist? Like, what's going to fit them best, right? They don't know. They have to make tough decisions. So instead, we created this solution. The call to action is find your size or whatever you'd like. It really aligns with your site aesthetic and your brand. And we're going to ask this consumer for very simple information. What's your height? What's your weight? And what's your age, right? After that, we're going to ask them to select from 3 different body shapes, okay? So what does your chest look like? Is it narrow, average, or broad? Same thing for your stomach. These are all general things that people generally know about themselves, and we've tested, and I'll tell you how we've tested that. And after that, we're going to ask them what their seat looks like, right? From here, we're going to tell this consumer what we're doing, right? And then after that, we're going to tell them very specifically what size they are, right? And you can see here that we're recommending a waist and a length-based measurement, right? So we have the ability to recommend variant and fit variations as well, which is really powerful in us. Now we've tried a lot of different ending screens here, right? We've tried saying which 2 sizes fit you best. We've tried telling you where it's going to fit you and how it's going to fit you. We've tried, showing you percentage of accuracy or all sorts of different things, right? What we found, because we're a hyper diligent company all based around data, is that this screen simply works the best. It's going to get the consumer into the right size. It's going to give them the confidence to select that size, and they're going to move forward with their shopping experience, which is really about them receiving the product, right? They'll click continue shopping here. And then another cool feature, which you'll notice, is that size was auto-selected, right? So we auto-selected that size for this consumer. So we just make it easy to add to cart. We call this sizeless commerce. The whole concept here is that we never want this consumer to have to think about what size fits them best again. So I'll simply add that to cart. And now if they want to go look at an entirely different product, let's say the crew shirt, right? No, I'll go through these, of course. But let's say I want to look at one of the crew neck shirts here. Let's see, where are we? Sweaters. We'll do one of the sweaters, right? I can then go to this sweater, which is an entirely different sizing strategy, an entirely different sizing variant. And we're going to see an inline piece of text here that says that my size is a large, right? And again, we show the product image in very highlighted capacity. It's all about this consumer and your brand. We show them what size fits them best, and we're always going to show them this inline text. Unfortunately, they don't have that size, but if they did, it'd make it really easy to add it. So that's how it works, right? What we generally see on this when we compare it against size charts and true A/B tests is that you'll see about a 28 to 31% increase in revenue per session when you allow consumers to use WAIR versus allowing consumers to use size charts, right? You'll also generally see a doubling effect of when you allow consumers to use WAIR versus any other fit tech solution. Furthermore, you'll see a reduction in returns. This is totally site dependent, but on Ministry of Supply, which is a great customer of ours, they did an A/B test and found that 19% reduction in returns for shopping sessions where WAIR was available, right? That's looking at an entire A/B test, which is really, really powerful data. Okay, so overall, it's very, very positive ROI and very positive profitability and revenue gains for your site, and you don't have to do anything, right? We set up the platform, and the platform just kind of works. We'll talk more about that. All right, so I'm gonna switch gears here. I'm gonna talk about how this works, right? So our algorithms are set up in two separate ways. One thing that's very unique about us is that we also own the world's largest 3D body scanning company, right? So Fit3D. What you'll see here is a full 3D scanner that we've deployed into thousands of health and wellness locations, and they take body scans that look like this, right? We capture a full body scan, full 360-degree view of a human body. And with this body scan, we capture about 400 measurements here, right? These consumers will then come in and they will look at their body information like this, and they'll generally track their progress with Fit3D. Now, the first step of the WAIR algorithms is predicting the body dimensions, right? And so we did this by asking these millions, almost 4 million consumers to take this survey, right? So in this survey, we're gonna ask them questions that you just saw, for example, about their stomach, right? What does their stomach look like? We're gonna ask them questions about their hips. We're gonna ask them questions about their seat, right? So this person now with this body scan is telling us all this information about who they are and how they perceive themselves, right? So we've been able to tease this to predict these measurements. But then we also get into things like preferences and size selection. What size top do you normally wear, right? She maybe wears a medium. How about the fit concerns that she generally has, right? So we're capturing all of this information and we're correlating it back with their body dimensions and then geolocations, right? And this gives us the ability to understand exactly who this consumer is when they answer this survey, right? So don't forget here, when we ask the survey, now let's go back through it and check out these questions. All right, 510, this is information we already knew, right? And then these questions start to look very familiar, correct? We've asked over 4 million people these same questions, so we're very good at predicting body dimensions. The second part of this is understanding that we have predicted this body now, and now we need to know what size in each product fits them best, right? Initially, what we did is we looked at size charts. We looked at grade rules and we looked at tech packs. And we found that this is no better than a 50-50 coin toss because it does not tell us how people wear your product and how they want to wear your product, right? It only tells us the math based around how the product was built, but that doesn't always align with the consumer demand. So we actually flipped that on its head. What we did instead is we started launching these fit feedback surveys. So when we launch with you, we're gonna send this survey out to people that have bought your product over the past 60 days. And then on every single future purchase, we're also gonna have you send this survey out so we get a good fit review. Our AI takes all this data in, and then we're constantly revising the fit recommendation engines that we build out for each specific product, okay? So here, for example, this is a brand, Rembrandt in New Zealand, right? We're gonna start the survey. Let's say this consumer just bought the Spectre Navy blazer, we held them a date, and then we're gonna go through this quiz, right? Now, if they've already answered this, it will just skip right over it, right? Because we already have the data on their purchase in the system. If they haven't answered it, then we just ask them for this quick information right here. Now you're gonna see a very similar survey. Again, this allows us to predict those 11 body dimensions, the neck circumference, the bust, the underbust, waist, hips, thighs, inseam, cross-back shoulder width, torso length, and sleeve length, and bicep, right? So we'll answer these questions. We've predicted this body. Now we want to understand specifically how they perceive the fit of this product to be once they've received it, right? So they bought a size 100 in the Spectre Navy blazer. How did it fit them, right? I'll say that this one for me was too small. And I'll ask them, do I always wear this size? I'll say, no, sometimes I wear larger, right? This gives me an understanding of how they perceive your sizing to be. And then also, how did I expect it to fit, right? And I'll say snug. Now this gives us a good understanding of their expectations going into purchasing the product, how they perceived your sizing to be and their normal purchasing patterns, and whether or not the product that they received aligned with those fit expectations, right? And we already have their body prediction, and then we give them a little incentive to answer the quiz, right? Here's a discount survey and they can go shop right back at your brand, right? So from here now, we have this data on every single purchase within days of receiving their order. So now we have predicted the body. We understand exactly how this body likes to wear this piece of clothing. And then we integrate with your returns provider to have that full round data on the backside, right? All this data is constantly coming through our platform. And so our AI is looking for opportunities, again, to either improve the algorithms that we have for fit recommendations or to validate what we have for fit recommendations, because our job is to recommend the best fitting size to each consumer based on how this product fits, right? Based on how they want to wear that product. That in turn helps them buy more and keep more of the product that they purchase. So again, we're all about making fit easy, about bringing sizeless commerce to your site and creating confidence in the buyer's journey when they're shopping for your brand. Again, my name is Greg Moore. I'm the founding CEO of WAIR, and we're really excited to hopefully work with you, and I can't wait to talk to you and learn a little bit more about your business. Thank you so much.